Hey everybody, this is Spooky, and I thought it'd be fun to make a vid to show you how I make pages for my webcomic Kilroy. This is gonna be, for the most part, unscripted. I kind of have a little list of topics to talk about for 20 minutes or so. Dang, it turned out a little longer than expected, but in fairness, this is probably multiple hours of drawing condensed down into 20 minutes, so, but yeah, I apologize in advance for all the ums you're probably gonna hear. They aren't as nice as Jeff Goldblum's or anything, unfortunately, but sometimes you just gotta deal with what life gives you. I mean, I can't just hire Jeff Goldblum to commentate on all my videos, gosh. So yeah, I guess starting out, first thing I put down on a page is dialogue. I type out all the text and just kind of move them around as I plan out panels, and then I take good old Mr. Line Tool and just drawing all those borders all over the place. And then I get sketching, which is about the point of this video started. I'd kind of already gone up to that point when I figured I might as well record my screen. So, yeah, at this point, I kind of work on refining my sketches a bit more, and I've moved on to inking dialogue balloons, but yeah, when I refine sketches, it's usually focusing on faces, expressions, clothes details, stuff like that. For loud noises like growling and stuff, I'll kind of just write the text in myself, like this coughing. But technically it's all my handwriting, because the font I use is my handwriting. You might even notice it at the end of the video too, because I just kind of use it everywhere. Yeah, it's a little bit of a personal touch, you know? It's nice and fun that way. Alright, so consulting the list. Oh gosh, I'm not even 5 minutes in. Let's see, I'd say most of you probably came from my Tumblr or DeviantArt or Tapas or wherever else I posted a link to this video. But for the one poor soul who wandered in off the street, first of all, I'm amazed you made it this far. Second of all, you might be wondering what Kilroy is. Well, it's a webcomic I make about a master thief and a cursed mirror. Basically, when he's a kid, he breaks the mirror and his soul explodes into many pieces. Each one winds up in a valuable item, so to save his own butt, he has to go steal them all back. To varying degrees of success. Man, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I've been making this comic for a little over a year now. Well, the pages at least. I've been writing it for a lot longer than that. But it's kind of crazy going back and seeing the first pages or even the cover image, because things have definitely shifted already style-wise. There's just no escaping that with webcomics though, so it's no biggie. You know, you just work on one for so long you can actually see how the artist, evolves over time. Who knows, maybe someday I'll live my dreams of becoming a Charizard. Follow your dreams, kids! Even if it leads to you being a dragon that's on fire. Oh geez, okay, so we're basically... I remember this part. So we're at the point where I struggle with arms for a long time. It's half the fun of inking is sometimes my sketches are so messy that I still don't really know what to do with them. But that's the fun of digital art, is it gives you a chance to make up for your egregious errors. faces in profile. I'm just, at this point, I'm just listing off all the common art annoyances where it's like, oh, human faces in profile, hands, arms, darn these whippersnappers. And there I am scooching the head down because I realized I made her neck way too long. Inking's the most fun part ever in anything. Oh no, we're more arm struggles. Oh gosh. This is kind of almost painful to watch. I do get eventually though. Usually what I do when I'm stuck in a situation like this is I'll actually, I think at one point I paused the recording and I kind of just did the pose in a mirror. Hey, it's good to use references, kids. Definitely helps. You know, like, if you're doing arms folded, it's good to have one kind of tucked in. Otherwise, it looks like somebody is kind of like either scared and hugging themselves, or they're just like all cold and shivery. That's definitely not the mood I'm going for there. Oh yeah, so sometimes when my sketches are giant scribble balls because I was just kind of doing them fast, I actually have to go in and do secondary sketches to figure out what the heck I was doing. Even then, his hand's still a little scribbly and I think I struggle with it a little bit. Yup, I certainly do. But hey, you know, these are all learning experiences. You know, sometimes you just gotta try a bunch of different hands until you stumble upon one that works. Until then, he's got big, meaty claws! Oh, well, there we go, I just made him smaller. Oh, welcome to Spooky Struggles with Hands Hour. Starring Spooky the Cowardly Dog. Well, there we go, I'm kinda getting it. Yeah, there we go. Look at them hands. I feel like I should play some inspirational music here. Because that's the ticket. And that'll probably just be whatever background music I chose for this. Whenever I do choose something, I guess. And that's another thing another common problem I have with drawing Trevor is there's so many times where I'll make his hair too long. He's got the spikes, but he don't have long spikes. You know, I did have some people wondering if Rex is short. Actually, no, he's pretty average height. It's just that in all these pages so far, I've just kind of been drawing him next to Eliza, who is a very tall lady. Also, if you're wondering why the scent of perfume is bothering Trevor so much worse than everybody else, it's because he's a werewolf. Fun facts. You know, I guess that's kind of one of the drawbacks there, is just being able to smell way too much stuff at once. Like, I don't know, even with a normal sense of smell, I can't deal with anyone who douses themselves in way too much perfume or cologne. Like, how does one even do that and not be bothered by it? Do they just get used to it or something? Like, I just don't know. It's a mystery. And not one I want to solve anytime soon. Well, hey, there we go. There's Rex drawn. Time for Eliza. Hooray! Or, you know, first I gotta fix up his face some more. Whoopsie. I called it too early. There we go, now we're on to Eliza. Oh my gosh, the hand that worked right away. Oh gosh, okay, so I originally tried to draw her with a walkie-talkie in her hand, but I just, as you can see, I just couldn't get it to work visually. Yeah, more arm struggles. And, I don't know though, it just didn't make sense for her to be holding it up yet if she wasn't talking into it yet. That's right, kids, when you struggle to draw something, you can just come up with logical reasons why you don't have to draw it that way after all. As it failed me in thousands of years since I was hatched. Oh hey, look at that, I'm already halfway through the commentary. I'd like to take this time to thank the one dusty skeleton that's still hanging out in the audience. Way to go, buddy, you're a trooper. These are the jokes. Oh hey, I'm on to Kilroy now. That's right. I'm on to you, Kilroy. I know who you are. You can't hide from me. I meets ya. Okay, look. The only time I can record is late at night. So of course I'm gonna be telling a bunch of dumb jokes and laughing at every single one of them. Okay, like, it's officially wacky time hours. There's nothing I can do about it. It's too much red tape. I'm making his hat smaller. Oh, what's this? Oh boy, more hand troubles. Just in time. Oh no. Okay, so question of the day is, what are hands? Why are hands? Why are they like this? I just don't know. I also draw them too big. They say a handy tip, no pun intended, for figuring out hand length and stuff is like, okay, if you hold your hand up to your face, with the bottom of your palm like level with the bottom of your chin, the tip of your middle finger would be like somewhere slightly above your brow line, though I think it varies a bit depending on the person, I think. But, you know, I don't know if it's immediately helpful unless you're drawing a character with their hand on or beside their face. Beyond that, you kind of have to eyeball it a bit. But the same goes for, like, a lot of different proportion-y stuff. Hey, you want to know what's really helpful that I keep forgetting to do when I draw? Flip your canvas. Like, seriously, if any body lengths or proportions or just, like, anything kind of looks off, like a little bit off when you're drawing, like, I'm not sure. Like, just, you know, just give your canvas a flip and all your art sins will come up out of their well to shame you. But hey, you know, the good news is, if you see where you messed up, you can always fix it. What else? Well, at this point it looks like I'm done inking. And usually when I'm done with, you know, inking over the whole page, I'll go over and sort of look at things, and if anything looks like it needs more work, like if a character seems a little too off from how they should look, I'll take a little time to fix it up before I get to coloring. Because trust me, I have caught mistakes well into the coloring process before, and it's far more annoying to fix than, like, at that point. For example, a couple pages ago, in Kilroy, there was one page where Kilroy was holding his crumpled hat in his hand, and, you know, I was on a roll. I had been drawing for hours. I was, like, really proud of myself. I was, like, coloring. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it done. And then I was struck with a realization that I had somehow switched which hand was holding the hat in between panels. So, you know, it's typical continuity error stuff. So I had to pause in the middle of coloring to completely redraw his hand in 2 panels. As well as other things, like how he was crouched into one of them, because he kind of had his weight on one of his arms. So, yeah, definitely something better caught early while sketching. Anyway, yeah, colors. As you can see, I pulled up a previous page to help with that. To continue on about, well, continuity and stuff, you definitely want your colors to match from page to page, for as long as your scene is going on in the same setting. So here I'm using the previous page and the eyedropper tool to keep colors consistent between pages. There's other ways to do this too, like creating a palette that has dots of your character's colors on it, or just, you know, setting up swatches in whatever art program you're using, but this is just kind of how I've been doing it. Sometimes it's annoying if you have to search back a few pages for something specific, but for the most part it's pretty quick and easy. And for backgrounds, I just start by fill bucketing the page with the most prevalent color, you know, the one that shows up the most, in this case the color of the wall. And I color in the rest of the background from there and apply shading, etc. I tend not to put too much detail into backgrounds unless the camera is far enough away from the characters or it's an establishing shot that kind of shows where they are. And yeah, I'm doing flats here, which is probably the least interesting part of coloring. It's pretty straightforward, so I don't have much to discuss about that specifically. I know there's some ways it can be done faster, like with the magic wand or fill tool, but honestly, it's been better for me to use those sparingly when it comes to comic pages, since there's so many different drawings on one page, and, you know, line art tends to go off the side. When it comes to, like, borders and stuff, I don't know, I'm still figuring out how those work, and personally, I've had better results when it comes to illustrations because there's less chance for the line art to be left open, I guess, which, yeah, can mess with both those tools. Wow, okay, I'm almost 18 minutes in. Man, okay, real talk, doing commentary by yourself is not easy. I have no idea why I thought doing a 20-ish minute video for my first commentary would be a good idea, but I wanted to talk about my comic process, so here we are! I probably won't have this in every video, but I don't know, I feel like if I have something interesting to talk about, I'd like to do more of these. So yeah, if you guys ever have any questions or want to hear me talk about any art topics or yammer on about my characters and stuff, just let me know. Let's see. Oh, thank goodness we're at the end of flats. Okay, shading. Well, let's see, there's many ways to shade a comic. You can spend each panel lovingly rendering it out, like each one's a full illustration in its own right. Or you can do it the quick way, which is what I do. Because I'm smart. So, you make a new layer, and you put it on a multiply, and then you have a really light color that kind of goes along with whatever the scenery is. In which case, since there's so much cream color in the background, I'm going with like a light purple. I tend to do purple a lot, honestly, when doing shading. You'd notice going back through the pages. It's one of those things, like my secret is ruined now. You know it. But yeah, you just kind of go in with a light color and multiply, and bam, all your cell shading needs are met. And sometimes you can do fancy things like use overlays to kind of help you with lighting. Like if there's a really strong light from somewhere that's a certain color, you can use an overlay to kind of make that color sort of bleed onto your character without having to do like all the shading separately. Blech, I'm losing my ability to talk, it's really late. But yeah. It looks like the end of the video has surprisingly snuck up on me, so I'd like to say thanks for watching and listening to me ramble for a while. It's been fun. I'm probably gonna go to bed now at the making of this video, and hope to see you again soon. Bye!